Thanks for sliding into the booth at the Millennial Diner podcast. Hey, it's Phil. I came to the diner a little early today, not to bask in the quiet of the diner before Jeff shows up, but to remind you of all the things. Follow us on social media to get the latest updates and shenanigans, and check out our merch available on TeePublic and the Dashery. Just search Millennial Diner Podcast, you'll find all the things executive producer Megan has created for you to consume. Well, not eat, like buy. Don't eat a shirt. Do check out all the t-shirts, sweatshirts, and stickers if you're feeling generous. Now I see Jeff entering the diner, so let's get this show started. Enjoy.
Jeff and Phil, they take the stage. Two voices wise beyond their age. Spin vinyl tales of old punk days. Rock and rebel in caffeinated haze. Millennial Diners.
Welcome to the Millennial Diner podcast. My name is Jeff. I'm here, as usual, with Phil. Say hi, Phil.
Hi, Phil. That's me. That's me. Hi, Jeff.
Now, some of you are probably saying, wow, guys, I thought you loved the diner. When's the last time you've even been to the diner? And we say to you, hey, we're at the diner all the time. We're just not always recording podcast episodes.
That's 100% true. I mean, because if we stopped going to the diner, I think the diner would just close up, which is probably a good thing that we always go.
I dare say the fabric reality would collapse, Phil, if we stopped going to this diner.
Do you think there's an alternate universe out there where there's like a different version of this diner and different versions of us at the diner?
No, I think this diner is the only construct that can be found in all realities.
Oh, this is like the centerpiece. This is like the linchpin to
Yeah.
all reality. Is this
Yeah.
diner? Yeah, I can
This
buy that.
diner
All right.
exists everywhere.
Yeah, I believe
It's
it.
the Millennial Diner, Phil.
That's true. No, you're right. I can see it's like at the nexus of everything is this diner, and it's fantastic tables and chairs.
Well, I'm very comfortable. Look, the thing is, we want to let you know is we're back. We've done a couple seasons already, and we're changing it up. Season 3, there's no set schedule. You're gonna get episodes left and right, sometimes never. You just gotta pay attention to the socials because then we'll tell you when they're coming out. Like this one, you found this one, and we're so happy to have you here.
I'm very excited to have you guys here. And if you're watching us, look, hello, how are you? You actually get normal backgrounds if you're watching us because we're not doing just one specific album behind us. And Jeff, why don't you tell them why?
Well, we decided what we'd like to do is, while we love these deep dives on albums with our friends who come visit us at the diner, sometimes we're sitting there and we're like, in our back of our mind is like, where would I place this Blink-182 album in the pantheon of the Blink-182's entire catalog? Or where does this Hot Rod Circuit record
Hot Rod Circuit record. Let's go.
compare to their first record? These
So
are
like
these are the questions.
these are the questions. Like we're gonna almost like stack them or rank them into a specific order that makes sense to one of us. You know why? Because neither one of us knows what the other one has ranked any of the albums that we're going to cover, or any of the albums by the bands that we're going to cover. Which definitely, and we're not even sure if Jeff and I have even picked the same amount of albums because sometimes he might consider something as an official or unofficial thing that I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So you never know. We could have completely different lists. Actually, I hope we have a completely different list because that'd be way better.
It would be. And then we could fight, and then we could meet in the parking lot later and just duke it out. But before we get to that, I just want to say, don't worry.
Just like college.
Well, yeah. Don't worry. We will be also doing our deep dives on single albums as well with our guests because, we like people joining us at the table. Anyway, let's put our orders in real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Flo is here. I'm just going to do a hot coffee with oat milk. And I'm gonna do, I'm pretty gonna be pretty smarmy about what's the word?
Smarmy?
Smarmy? Is that the word?
Let's go. I like that. Yeah.
Arrogant.
Oh,
Where I order my just eggs scrambled because finally, just eggs are cheaper than real eggs in this time and place.
it took long enough for that to happen. So enjoy your Just X. Oh, I forgot. That means I have to order something. Yes. I am going to have let's see. It's a new year. So I'm thinking, let's do rye toast with a little bit of butter and a black coffee. That sounds really good.
You know, they should just turn that into the fill on the menu.
Like my usual, or do oh wait, or you mean like name
It's
that
it's
meal the
called the
fill?
fill.
Hmm.
Let's work on that. Maybe by the end of season three, we can get this menu changed
All right, I'm
and
gonna
get
write
the
that
respect
down.
that you deserve, Phil.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that.
Phil, you know what's really exciting? We're starting off this new format, this new kind of episode with the very band we did our first episode with way back when, a couple years ago
A
at
couple
this
years
point.
ago. Hmm.
Actually, funny enough, we're recording this the week we recorded 2 years ago the first episode.
I was actually trying to look it up to see if I could find it, and you're right. You're
Yeah,
2 years
yeah.
ago we
So we're
started this show. Isn't that crazy?
we're we're really we're just hitting the marks here, you know.
I,
Timely matter. Of course, we are talking about the band Alkaline Trio.
Alkaline Trio.
You know, we did an episode on the album Good Morning, but man, they have 10 albums, Phil. 10 beautiful albums.
I know.
Still rocking. I just saw them actually play in LA. They did a benefit show with another
Hmm.
band named Blink 182. This was exciting because Matt Skiba of Alkaline Trio had a spell when he was in Blink 182 for two album cycles.
He did two good albums. I'm going to tell you this right now. I like those albums.
Yeah, super solid. I mean, it was pretty surreal to have him come out on stage, as we all hoped, with Tom
Hmm.
there and play Bored to Death off California, um, which he helped write and performed on.
Did they only do it with the one song, or did they just the one?
Just the one song, yeah. But
Yeah,
it was great. It was great. Tom
worth
put
it.
his arm around him at one point. I was like, this is why I follow these bands for 2+ decades, for moments like this.
This is 100%. I saw Trio play up in New Hampshire. I was very excited to see that. They played up in New Hampshire last November. It's great to see the new album, and just honestly watching them be kind of happy up on stage. I thought Matt looked really happy up there. He and Dan.
They looked like they were having fun, which, you know,
Yeah,
maybe they've reached that point in their career where it's like they're 10 albums in, they know the score, they know who they
yeah.
are, they know who their fans are, and
And
it's just a love
and
fest.
Adam killed it. I thought Adam
Yeah.
he has done a great job coming on. Sounds really good. Band sound really good. So I'm
All
excited.
right. Well, Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs is the latest album that came out in 2024, about a year ago when we're recording this, actually. About a year of this album as
About
well.
a year ago.
So we will see where it ends up in our list. What we're going to do is we're going to count down 10 to 1, least favorite Alkaline Trio record to most favorite Alkaline Trio record.
Are we gonna? Do you want to add in the three? I'll call them greatest hits kind of things, the collection albums, or do you want to stick to just the EPs?
Why don't we very
Because I'm
quickly rattle
pre
off.
I'm prepared for the. Okay, you want to rat off the other three? Okay,
Let's do a list of just the albums in question here. We're talking about these collection albums.
the collection albums.
Which three are you talking about, Phil?
So I'm talking about the Alkaline Trio self-titled that came out in is it 2000 somewhere around there. I'm also talking about Remains and then Damnesia. Great title, by the way, Damnesia.
Yeah.
It's a fabulous title. Those will be the collections we're talking about. So I will happily rat off which of those I got at the lowest, and I'm going to say that was Damnesia.
You put Damnation as lowest.
I did. I put
Yeah.
Damnesia at the lowest.
Well, Damnesia, we should tell them what the concept was. They
Right.
re-recorded a bunch of their fan favorite songs, but they did it acoustic.
Right. And it was fun to it's like, and that's really why I put it down there so low, because I'm like, it's not new stuff. It's redone stuff of old song, like reimagined songs. I like what they did with it. Just for me, I'm gonna put that one at the bottom, for at least the collections of them.
Well, Phil, you're not the only one putting Damnesia at the bottom because when you said there were three, I was like, what's the third? You might say I had myself some Damnesia because I did forget about that one. Um, I liked it when it came out as kind of like, oh, this is fun. It's a fun way to deconstruct some songs that I like, but I don't return to it very often.
Yeah, they promptly forgot it existed. Yes, it's the amnesia of Damnesia. You're 100% right.
All right.
Uh,
Do you want me to go number two?
you go number two. That's fine. Go ahead.
All right. I for number two for me, I am actually going to go with that's right, the self-titled from 2000. Uh, you know, this would be a surprise to me in the year 2000 because I love this back then. Still think
With
it's a
the
great
self-titled.
collection. I mean,
Hmm.
there are so many classic Alkaline Trio tracks on here that, I mean, they were released other places in EPs and whatnot, but um, this album has Goodbye Forever to kick it off. This is Getting Over You. My Friend Peter, Bleeder, Snake Oil Tanker, Southern Rock, Sundials, Nose Over Tail, old version, and has 97, which it's interesting because there was a period in time where Alkaline Trio would close their shows with either radio, which to this day they still do,
Still do.
or 97.
Right.
So that used to be part of the set list was a switch up of the last song, 97. So yeah, all these classic songs, classic old Alkaline Trio, number two for me.
I gonna agree with you. Even though I will say this right now, arguably my favorite Alkaline Trio song is on that album, which I lied my face off. That song, you don't play it as often as I want them to. But that is a bonkers song. But I find if I'm honestly out of the collections, if I'm gonna put any of those albums on, it's always Remains. Is always the first one I put on. It's because it's Remains is a collection of a bunch of little EPs, right? EPs, LP.
Surprise, surprise, Remains, as it's the only one remaining for me on my list, is also my number one. This, I mean, what a collection. First of all, the artwork alone of just like a stomach holding guts in, maybe someone was in an accident. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff happening. Remains is the remains of surgery, I guess. But yeah, this kicks off with a classic Alkaline Trio song that was only on an EP called Hell Yes, which is just should be a standard. Dead End Road is amazing. Um, it also has their cover of Metro by the band Berlin, which is just so sick. Jaked on Green Beers, one of my favorite Alkaline Trio songs, also was just kind of like an extra sampler song, I think on a Vagrant sampler. Jaked on Green Beers is a perfect punk rock song. Queen of Pain is on this one. It was another old single they had off, which I love. Classic. And of course, one of my all-time favorite Alkaline Trio. I keep saying they're all my all-time favorite Alkaline Trio songs, Phil. But legitimately, one of my favorite is Warbrain. Originally on the Rock Against Bush compilation, I believe, back in 2004, 2005, when we were just rocking against Bush and things seemed so easy. Anyway, yeah, Phil,
It's
what do you
sad
think?
how it's sad how 2004 it seems easier than it is in 2025. I tell you that. No, all the same reasons why it's the opening with the Hell Yes. I love the split series they did. With for the If You Had a Bad Time, and you had Sadie, which was the first time you heard that one, which then became on Crimson, if I remember right.
Yep.
Hating Every Minute and Dead and Broken. It's just everything on this album. It's like honestly, if they put this album out, it would have been like a bonkers actual live studio album. So yep, Remains. It's funny, we both went to the same place. We had Damnesia, self-titled, and Remains for the collection albums.
One wonders if maybe this is a sign of things to come. Will we have the exact same list going through 10 to 1? We're about to find out. Phil, what is your
But
number 10 least
number
favorite Alkaline Trio album?
the least favorite Alkaline Trio album for me is the one I constantly forget about because it's probably cursed. Is this thing cursed? I always never think about that one. I have that one down at the bottom. That is the 2018 release that Alkaline Trio put out. I just don't think about this album at all. At all. I just don't. I mean, I like a couple of the stuff. Little Help is a great song,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't think about this song. I know this album in general. I don't know. Kind of just forget about it. What about you, Jeff? What do you have at the number 10 slot?
Well, I don't have that one in my 10 spot, so
That's
we are
already out of the gate. I love
already
it.
in
Okay.
conflict. I am slamming my coffee mug down and I'm saying, Phil, meet me in the parking lot to fight over my least favorite Alkaline Trio record. Because you might say, I have an addiction to Alkaline Trio records, and this addiction from 2010 is my least favorite. Um, there's some good songs on here, don't get me wrong. This addiction is fine. I mean, I'm never gonna go wrong with Dine Dine My Darling as a song
That's a
title.
good, that's like, yeah, no, that's good.
I just
What is it? It's just why? Because I like, is this thing cursed? I forget about it. I literally forget about it.
Well,
I
that's
kind
my
of
thing with
skip.
this one. This is
Yeah.
forgettable, very forgettable. there's a couple. This one has a couple cringy lyrics for me that are just
Mm-hmm.
a little too much. Yeah, it just kind of felt like, 2010, when this album came out, it felt like we were in the lull. There's a bit of a lull in the scene
Yep. Yep.
as we crossed. There was a whole new, all these younger bands were coming up this one, and these more established bands seemed to be kind of, I don't know, it just felt like, I mean, they were still touring, they were still putting stuff out. It just seemed like something was lacking.
Well, even with Trio, I actually feel like where you're saying with um this addiction and maybe some other peripheral albums right around that, I feel like Trio had kind of a lull themselves. They were just kind of well, I also harked this up to so like at some point this is where Skiba's looking at joining Blink-182. So like there's that a little bit in this general area. But yeah, so out
We're
of the
getting
gate,
there. We're getting there. Yeah, there's
we're
one more
getting there.
before that happens.
Correct. Um, what do you have for number nine now? Okay, let's see where we go.
Number nine may be surprising
Okay.
because I was going back and forth between my nine and eight earlier, but Agony and Irony, the 2008 album, kind of, I think, maybe their biggest budget production wise on an album.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's weird that it's so low on my list because Calling All Skeletons, which starts it off, is one of my favorite Alkaline Trio songs by far. Um, there's some like really cool songs like I Found a Way I really like. In Vain I
Yeah.
really like. Help Me is interesting. It was like a song about Ian Curtis. But for whatever reason, when it came out, it came out after Crimson, and I feel like we'll talk about this a little later, not to be spoilers. I feel like there is a golden period of Alkaline Trio, and this is
Yeah.
just outside that golden age.
I would agree with you. I'm actually going to put a different album here in the nine spot. I love how like I think we're kind of both in the same general area about the later stuff. Because for me, number nine, I did My Shame Is True.
Hmm.
It's just, and again, it's another where I feel like the last few we've talked about, they have great songs, but collectively aren't great albums. And I think that's a big difference. So for me, I like I think Shame's got a lot of age. Now, again, sorry, bringing up kids listening at home. So Shame is the 2013 record. These are the ones you have. I actually think probably one of my favorite Alkaline Trio openings, which is She Lied to the FBI. That is an amazing song. I never really got big into I Want to Be a Warhol. I've something about it which throws me a little off. Probably because the rhyme is Warhol and on your wall. And I just always kind of like, I don't know if I like that rhyme. But again, for me, again, it's not, I feel it's a bit inconsistent. It's not as put together as some of the other ones. Yeah, I don't know, something about I'm just missing, and I don't know what it is. Great
I
cover
also
though.
find this one, it feels like they are writing two different albums. The Matt and Dan songs are fighting
Yeah,
against each other a bit
I can
more.
hear you. Yep, yep.
Matt's got a there's a breakup that he's seems to be tortured by in this, but
Hmm.
Dan has kind of like thematically his songs are a little all over the place, so it
Yeah,
makes it for kind of like that. I mean, it's also my next album on my list
you
for
had it for the eight
so
spot.
yeah,
Was Shame. Yep.
yeah, but very similar vibes as you were saying. So my number seven, is that right? Am I up for seven?
You're on that. I have to give you my yes.
Oh, you have to give eight. You have to give your eight.
I have to give eight, and that's where I put Addiction
Ah, there
because
you
I
go.
feel like there's more songs that I like on that than I do on the others. But again, we're all kind of we're bouncing around the same spot. It's funny how that's turning out. All right, so you're number seven.
Yeah. For number seven, I'm bringing in Is This Thing Cursed?
Is
This
cursed.
is interesting. This is the album that came out in between the Blink-182 album cycles.
Yeah,
I found it was 2018 this came out. Um, and I I think this is higher for me because I was at the time concerned that Alkaline Trio was on the back burner, because
yeah,
of Matt stepping into Blink-182 and it being such a institution of a band. Um, I was worried that Alkaline Trio would be kind of forgotten. And then this record came out, and I was happy to see that Alkaline Trio was not forgotten. I think why this is higher for me, I think
yeah.
both This Addiction and My Shame Is True, which preceded it, and even Agony and Irony, I feel like this was a little bit more return to form as opposed to those.
I can give you. It's funny. I will agree
There's
with
a
you that.
moodiness to it. Um, it's also, I believe, the only album that opens with a dance song, and I love that song, Is This Thing Cursed, which also lends itself to the title.
Okay, now you have to give me a second to see if I can think about it.
Pretty
I
sure.
I actually think you're right. Now that I work my way through, look at this list really quick. Agony and Irony opens with that. Crimson opens with that. Good Morning with that. God damn it opens with. Yep.
And Demon Division is a sick song. Blackbird's a solid
Yeah.
single they had off of it. I like Sweet Vampires. I like Pale Blue Ribbon, Goodbye Fire Round. I mean, I just there was enough songs in here that tipped the
It
scale for me.
would
That's why it's
tip a
not.
scale. It's fine. That's the same reason why I put addiction up as high as I did. Now, what's funny though, for my number seven, this is where we're going to even it out now.
Hmm.
Because I said agony and irony, and so now we've gotten the same four in a slightly different. And for the same thing, even the same with agony and irony. It's good. It's a 2000 again, the 2008 album. I love the titles of these bands. Like instead of Ebony and Ivory, it's Agony and Irony, which is just hilarious. The opening with Calling All Skeletons, Going to Help Me, and In Vain. I think it's a great. There was again enough there that tipped the scale one way or the other. But really, when you get down to it, we just talked about the same four albums, which really on any given day could have gone in another sequence, and I'd probably be okay with that too.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's again. Here's the thing. Like we're talking, we're ranking them. Like we love this band. I've listened to all these records a lot.
Right.
Obviously, the ones we just named, I probably listened to a little less, but I still, when they come out, I play them over and over and again. Like they get,
Over and over.
yeah. So least favorite, but still, I'd rather listen to some of these records than some other records.
Yes, I know.
You know how it goes. So,
That leaves us with we're almost getting to the midway point of this. All right, so Jeff, what do you have in the sixth spot?
all right, I think Phil, this is the controversy is about
I
to
I got a
explode.
feeling it's coming.
Because here's the thing, we've knocked out in our first four
Yeah.
all later albums.
Yeah.
There is still one later album we haven't talked about yet,
That's 100%
the
true.
newest album.
Yeah.
But that is not my number six. My number six, this is why we're I the golden I'm spoilers, I'm slipping the newer album into the golden era. So get
I
ready.
I I'm right there with you. No,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
So my
Real
number
return to form.
six
Yeah, what's your number six?
is the second album, Maybe I'll Catch Fire.
Oh, oh boy.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the most my favorite imagery in songs that they've ever
Yeah.
done. It is a dark album. I love it. I'm sorry it's here at number six. It
My
has
heart
radio.
my
Their
heart hurts.
closer.
My heart hurts a little bit. Hurts a little bit. But it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
So number six, Maybe I'll Catch Fire.
Ooh, the last Asian Man record they put out, man, from 2000. I tell you. All right. Well, I might get controversial with mine because I'm putting Crimson at number six.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
got Crimson and this is why. So Crimson was the sound switch of what Alkaline Trio does, right? There's a
Yeah.
definite block of where they sound one way, and it ends with Good Morning. That's the last one they put out, where it's this very, very, very punky sound to it. Good Morning, obviously, is when they grow up and really show what value they can in the studio. But after that, Crimson sets the stage for what I kind of don't like that they do. Which is again, and that's just me because I love there's so many things on this. I just don't like the production as much on this one because like Time to Waste is a great opening. Mercy Me is great, and then it goes over probably I think one of their best closing songs was Smoke. I think it's a
Love Smoke. Yeah.
fantastic. It's a great song. The reason why I never have this one higher is I feel like the sound is very different, but I think the quality of the song is so good. That's why I have it in the sixth spot.
That's funny. I actually, Maybe I'll Catch Fire. Part of it is the production for me on that album.
Yeah, maybe because yeah,
It's raw production, obviously, because Asian Man Records, it's indie punk
yeah.
record, but it was a little, it's darker too. I wonder what Maybe I'll Catch Fire sounds like with a Crimson production.
Can you imagine the difference? I mean, I well this yeah, it's just funny. It's amazing what production value will do to the sound of a song. Yeah.
Phil, we're in the top five.
We're in the
Top
top
five.
five. Top five. Do you want to take a moment here and we're gonna recapture where we're at?
If you wrote it down,
I
because I've been too busy eating these just eggs, cheaper than real eggs.
cheaper than
We're
real eggs,
recording
cheaper than
this
real
in
eggs.
February 2025.
I do actually I did. So Jeff, your 10 through 6 would be This Addiction, Agony and Irony, number 9. My Shame is True, which is 8. Again, great titles, all of these. Number 7 is This Thing Cursed. Number 6 is Maybe I'll Catch Fire. Me, on the other hand, I had my number 10 is This Thing Cursed, followed by Shame, This Addiction, Agony and Irony, and then I ended off with Crimson.
Wow.
Now, Jeff, do you want to play a game here in the middle?
Yeah, I love a game.
Do you want to see if you can be perhaps Madam Me and think what might possibly my favorite song album is going to be on this list?
Your favorite album on the list?
Yeah, what's left? Of what's left? Or do you want to get really weird and say like
No.
what's my third favorite album that's left?
I think can I have two choices for your number one?
Sure, absolutely.
I think it's either going to be um God Damn It or Good Morning. It's either God or good for me for you. It's what I
Okay.
think.
That's well, usually I'm against those kind of
I
thoughts,
know.
but okay. Yeah, I know. Okay. Okay. Do I get to let me see what I could do.
Yeah, what are you not going to play the game too?
I am going to play the game. I'm going to play the game. I'm actually going I'm going to say you are going to end up having Good Morning, or I'm going to go and throw a complete audible and say Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs.
Mm,
That's going to be your number one. Your number one.
mm.
All right. Let's find out where we're at. All right, Jeff, number 5. Well, you're going to be, you only have one player left in this one because number 5 is where I put, just kidding, is where I put From Here to Infirmary.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I,
2001's From Here to Infirmary.
the album that got me into the band.
Yeah.
Yep, has a very nostalgic look for me. I just think it's so I love it. I just feel like sometimes there's just some not good songs on there. Like really, when you really get honest with yourself, it's not as good as it could be.
Oh, not as good as it could be.
That's what I'm thinking.
What's a song on there that you think is not that good?
I'm gonna say Another Innocent Girl. I can't stand that song. I can't do it. Mm-mm.
All right.
Uh, Probably the only one though. Really, if I'm gonna be honest, it's the one I don't like. It's that one I just don't get it. I actually think Stupid Kid. I love Stupid Kid, but honestly, it's lyrically not the greatest, but it is a banger of a song.
Yeah, but if you're at a Warp Tour, you want to hear Stupid Kid, you
You
know?
do want to hear Stupid Kid, but you have to refer, but it has to be with the original lyrics. Would be as a fucked up kid because that's the only way I'm going to listen to it.
Well, one thing we always said about Phil, that was one fucked up kid.
That's me. Hi kids, that's me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what do you have at number 5 slide, Joe?
Well, Phil, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you and the entire, what is it, Hearts and Skulls collective is gonna come after me.
Oh
Number
boy,
five, I have 1998's God Damn It, the first Alkaline Trio record. The classic, beloved. They play a single song off this record, everyone loses their mind. I lose my
lose your
mind
mind.
too. I love this record.
I
It is number five for me.
That is a why is it number 5 for you?
You
Well,
know,
because I'm going to let you in on a spoiler.
yeah.
This is number 4 for me.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, this is number 4 for me.
All
So
right.
now
You
let's
want
now
you?
that
I
we're
need to
let's both yeah to
defend. God
defend
damn it.
why it's you have it for 5 and I have it 4.
It's I understand why people would be shocked by that because of the fact there are songs on here like Cringe or San Francisco, Nose Over Tail, The Official, Southern
As
Rock
you were.
Official, Trouble Breathing, My Little Needle, Clavicle. I mean, you go through these and you're just like these are bangers after bangers, and they're raw because it's their first band. They're probably in their early 20s when they wrote this,
If that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that, right? Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, what it set them apart from other pop punk bands at the time because they were this is what really before emo was being cast about as it is now, but
Right.
they were coming in there and they were a punk band, but they were like singing about like their they were being very emotional about the issues they were going through, and it comes across in the lyrics. There's like a desperation in them. There's a rawness in them. This is also where they both do an acoustic song.
Like the sheer brass tacks to have one, not just have one acoustic song, but two acoustic songs to close out each side of the album. That's impressive in 98, like, right? I mean, that is something you didn't see. And they kind of set the tone for a lot of the emo band. Like, no, you could do acoustic songs and they rock. There's only one song on this album I don't like.
Which song is it, Phil?
It's Cop. I don't like Cop.
Yeah, Phil hates Cop.
I hate that song.
I was on the Long Island Railroad once with Phil, and we were talking some fellow kids going to a show in the city, and they were talking about Alkaline Trio, and some guy
Yep.
said, "Oh, I love Cop," and Phil was like, "No, fuck Cop."
I was having none of that one. No, sir. It's lyrically, I think it's the weakest of the songs. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, Matt. Matt Skeeb, if you're listening to this one. Sorry, dude. I don't like that one.
Well, yeah, so ultimately, God damn it is a classic, but for me, I feel like it was just them getting started.
I hear you. No, that's fair. That's fair. So then what do you have for number four then?
Well, if number five came out in 1998 was their first album, of course we would jump. I don't want to do that math. 26 years later
Yeah.
to the newest album, Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs,
Yeah.
the 2024 record. This is now the first fully out of Blink-182. Matt Skiba is completely back to Alkaline Trio. No other duties, besides their little side projects they do here and there. But yeah, this album is. I couldn't believe that Alkaline Trio made what I said at the time. Like this was a. I said it earlier. This is the golden age style of Alkaline Trio. Right. It was like it could fit. It could fit in right between Good Morning and Crimson. If it came
Hmm.
out then. There is a ferociousness to the songs. There's a fast paced fever to them. There's what I love about God Damn It. There's some emotional parts in this as well. I mean, there's that part in Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs where Matt just like cut me some slack. I could have died. I don't know what that's referring to, but like
Right.
it felt very real. It felt like, is that autobiographical? Like, did something happen? I don't know. But it, but it comes across that way. It feels very personal and it feels angsty. And even though these are guys well into their 40s at this point, maybe even pushing close towards 50, but there's still this angst, and it feels like the adult version of From Here to Infirmary. Like,
Oh, see, I can totally see that. Right. And it's Derek Grant's last one. I feel like there's a lot of passion in it. Like it's a
yeah.
lot of they went in. It's funny you say that because I feel like that this album, which I've placed at the three spot. So there we go.
Oh, even
There
higher.
we go.
Yeah.
Even higher. I did. I put that one at the three spot. And the reason why is because I feel like it just has all that passion. It's got all the rage. It's all there. It's all built in, ready to go. But for me, the four spot
Hmm.
was goddamn it.
Wow.
And that's where I put that one.
Even though I'm saying wow, even though you already told us that a few minutes ago. That's
I know
okay.
I did.
Wow.
Goddamn it in four, and I've got eyeballs in three.
There you have it. So
You
first
have
and last.
you haven't given your number three yet. So what is your number three?
Well, my number three is the correct spot for Crimson. Um,
Yes, it is. Why I had it. I mean, that is a big delta between these two. I
yeah,
had it
this
in the
this
six. You
is
have it in the three. So what? Why
Phil,
is
you're
that?
gonna
Go
scrub
ahead.
your half of this podcast talking because Crimson is number three. Crimson's a top three Alkaline Trio record if there ever was one. Because in 2005, you have a band who's they are the guys. Like every band wants to tour with them. Everybody, like every up and coming band wants to tour with Alkaline Trio. They just have this respect that straddles the line between punk and emo. They are they became elder statesmen very quickly, I feel like. And then I feel like Crimson was for all the reasons you were naming why you didn't like it because it left that punk sound. This to me was their opportunity to push themselves, and I think that those swings they took paid off for me. And
Yeah.
I like it because it does have this bigger feel, it's moodier feel. that they're taking advantage of the production. For example, like I mean, Burn with like the echoing, the poise
Yes.
was the second song is one of my favorite Dan songs. Sadie is just a masterpiece. Like, and that's the other thing. This at this point now, we've seen Matt do this before, but like here his storytelling, like where he wants to talk about one of the killers from the the Manson murder,
The Charles Manson murders. Yep.
and now they have the ability to really open up what they're singing about and go these different point of views. So I love that, and yes, Smoke is one of my favorite songs. Period.
That is an amazing last track. Amazing last track. Now, people listening at home or watching this, leave a comment. Let me know if you like Crimson. If Crimson solid at a 3, as Jeff is saying, or is Crimson solid as a 6, as Phil as Phil is saying, or maybe you folks from you guys think it's a 10 spot. Who knows? Or maybe you think it's the best album. Oh, let us know. Write it in the comments. Let us know. All right, Jeff, we're down to 2.
We are down to two. There are two
We're
left.
we are down to 2. We're down to 2. We both have one guess still up in the air. So I guess who wants to go first? You want to go number 2? Do you you want to go number 2? It's like I'm talking to a toddler. Do you want to go number 2? Jeff, what is your number 2?
My number two is the 2001 album From Here to Infirmary,
Infirmary.
because Phil is wrong again.
Once
This
again,
album is bangers after bangers. Um, I didn't know I would rock out to a song about a steamer trunk, but here I am.
100%. Here you are. Steamer trunk. You got to crawl, bloodied up. We're gonna
Crawl and
crawl's an amazing song.
Crawls Me Song. Do you prefer this version or the version that was on a Vagrant sampler before it came out that was a little slower?
So funny about that. I prefer the one that's on the Vagrant sample that comes out a little slower. When I went to the show, they played that version. And me and one other guy were the only people who were like jumping up and down, going nuts about it. Because I'm like, wait a minute, this is the original ending of the song. So they kept the pace of the newer version, but the lyrics of the old version. I was very excited about that.
It is great. And what a closer, Crawl. What an opener, Mr. Private Eye. I mean,
Remember that?
again, storytelling. Now we're in like a film noir detective, solve a crime, but with Alkaline Trio imagery. Mr. Chainsaw, I love.
Love the beat of "Takes a Lot with Alcohol." The drum beat they're doing it from one of the next song. It's fantastic.
And Armageddon. They just played that the other night when I saw them. It's the pit opened up. Like, look, come on. And we are living through Armageddon as it is right now, so this song is very appropriate.
Do you remember the name of the movie to which this is referring?
No, I don't.
From Here to Eternity.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
meant the
see?
song Armageddon. I'm like, well, it's Armageddon.
No. Oh,
No.
I'm sorry. I meant the albums. All right, I
Yeah,
made you look.
from here to eternity. That's the one that the guy and the lady are on the beach making out.
In
And water
during World
coming.
War II. Yeah.
Oh, during World War II. Wow.
Well, yeah, he didn't want to leave I think he didn't want to leave the beach. It's been a while since I've seen it. Didn't want to leave the beach because, they had a love affair
Also, yeah, but good point. From here to infirmary. Also, the first time they do some kind of like dark gothy pun with their name
with their yeah,
album. So
they don't let up on that because you got From Here to Infirmary. You have Good Morning with the U. Instead of that, you got Agony and Irony, or I said that's like Ebony and Ivory. And then My Shame is True, which is My Aim is True. And that's about it.
what's your
Hey,
number two,
Jeff,
Phil?
my number 2 is Maybe I'll Catch Fire. That is again the unheralded album it is a dark album. It is, dare I say, kind of a bleak album, the way it is lyrically arranged, there's no good ending to any song. And I mean that story wise, in any of these songs. It's just so bleak. I mean, dude, maybe I'll catch just think about the title alone is like, you know what? It's just maybe I'll catch fire. Just to maybe get someone's attention or something, like just throw lit cigarettes out the window and yeah,
I
it's
hear you. I
yeah,
look. I tell you, Phil. Like you asked me at a different time in my
it's
life.
like it's like
This could
picking children. It is.
yeah.
Yeah, I get you. It's picking
I mean,
children,
just
but
the song, the title song, maybe I'll catch fire is
bonkers.
so good.
And then you even got other songs like I can never do the numbers right. If it's 5 3 10 1 15 4, so it's 5 3 10 4. The one about like going to the cattle yards or stockyards in Chicago. It just everything in it sounds bleak and cold, which is
Hmm.
imagine what a Chicago winter looks like.
You're right. I mean, it's interesting because God damn it was what put them on the scene, and
Yeah.
there were sad romance songs, but yeah, right. This one has a bleaker feel altogether. Like,
There's nothing positive coming out of this album. I mean, it just keep the album opens with a song about keep 'em coming, which is actually an AA reference. But then you got Mad at Me, you've got So Far to Go, which is probably the closest we're gonna get to a love song outside of She Took Him to the Lake. But again, it didn't go great for him who went to the lake.
oh,
Mm-mm,
no, not at all.
mm-mm. Chuck Me In with Spiders. Just there's all this
Tuck
like
me in, yeah, tuck
yeah,
me in.
there's so many dark, like icky things that happen in this album. And that's why I put it at the number two. But Jeff, if anybody's paying attention, what does that mean? We
That
both
means
have
we have number one is the 2003 album Good Morning. Um, we don't have to talk about it because we have a whole podcast about it. So why don't you go listen to that?
go listen to that.
Just kidding. We can
Uh,
talk about it a little bit.
let's talk about at least a little bit. This album, I swear to God, this is where everything clicked. Everything clicked for them, right? I mean, they sound mature, smart, edgy. The production quality is amazing. The songs are amazing. You've got like banger singles out of it. You've got probably one of the best three runs of a song between Continental, All on Black, and Emma. Um, ending what do you think? Everything about it is
I mean,
bonkers for me.
we end with Your
Yeah,
Coffin or Mine. I mean,
right,
it's a throw. So that is a throwback to have an acoustic song to end. It's a back to their
right,
roots. God damn it. You also have this album we talked about in the podcast, of course, but visually, this is the album they showed up in suits, black suits.
right.
They went from t-shirts and jeans band to black suits, which they've now brought back in a way
They
now
did. Yeah,
for
they bring
Pleasure and
they brought it
Hardball.
back. They brought it
So
back. You're right.
this is where they really leaned into the more goth imagery. I mean, they had coffins on stage with these heart skull logos on them. Uh, yeah, I mean the sound feels like, oh, this is a band that finally like got the production they've been looking for.
Hmm.
And yeah, and
I
but
mean,
you know what? It's fast. You could throw it on and just and it never lets up. It's just a great punk record and my favorite Alkaline Trio record
I
to this
just don't. I don't think you go above it. I don't think there's a better one. There really isn't. Really isn't. All right, folks at home. That means if I'm going to recap, Jeff, I'm going to recap for you from five down to one. You have God damn it, Blair is blood and hair put together. That's blood, hair, and eyeballs. And you have Crimson at number three. Here from here to Infirmary number two, and Good Morning number one. I very similarly went a completely different way than you. I went from here to Infirmary number five. God damn it. I was blood, hair, and eyeballs number three. Two is maybe I'll catch fire. Maybe I'll catch fire for you, Jeff. Let's do it one more time. And the number one would be Good Morning. Agreed with it wholeheartedly right there. Folks, again, write in the comments. Are we right? We wrong? Is Good Morning really great? Are we overestimating Good Morning's value? Are we underestimating this addiction? Maybe we are. Maybe we're not.
Or not.
We're not. This addiction is kind of it's a lower piece. There's a definite like bell curve to Alkaline Trio, and I feel like I'm happily thinking we're going back up in the
Yeah.
bell curve.
The future is bright for people who love the darkness.
That's a fantastic ending. We should just go with that. All right, how was your food, Jeff? How was your just eggs?
Delicious. What a bargain.
That's right, I forgot because right now, just eggs are cheaper than regular eggs. What is up with that? I tell you. Remember, folks at home, we have the social media, so go check us out. We also, if you're listening to us audibly, goodbye. If you're watching us visually, waving goodbye. Remember to check out the store, which is at the Millennial Diner Podcast on TeePublic. Search Millennial Diner Podcast. You'll find information and items created by our executive producer. I'm going to try that one again. Executive producer, Megan, who is my wife and is looking forward to seeing what ridiculous things we come up with this year.
All right, Phil. See you here same time next time.
All right, Jeff. See you next time at the diner.
Yep. I'll be there with my radio and my bathtub.
I promise not to push it
Thank you.
into it. No guarantees on flow, though.